I'm gonna give you my heart, 'cause you're a sky full of stars, 'cause you light up the park. I don't care, go on and tear me apart. I don't care if you do. 'Cause in a sky full of stars, I think I saw you. Cause you're a sky full of stars. I wanna die in your arms. Cause you get lighter the more it gets dark. I'm gonna give you my heart. I don't care, go on and tear me apart. I don't care if you do. 'Cause in a sky full of stars, I think I see you. I think I see
So here we are again. We've got a really prolific striker here that's absolutely smashed goals in. Probably been one of the hottest strikers, well, in England this season and probably the past few seasons. I'm delighted to say I'm joined by Adam Marriott. How you doing, Mazza?
Yeah, not too bad at all, Scotty. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good. Thank you. Yeah, well, good. Thanks for joining us and giving us your time here. We're just going to touch on your career. Obviously, you started out, I think it was Norwich, Cambridge. You did your scholarship there, and then, you've been really successful in the non-leagues, which we'll touch on a little bit later on. But yeah, just as I alluded to there, going back just prior to Cambridge, then you're at Norwich City. Is that right? Were you in the academy there, Maz?
Yeah, that's right. So from under nines to under 14s when I got released, that's where I was. It was brilliant, to be fair, because I was playing for Brandon Lads at the time, where I was from, under eights, and I was banging them in then. So yeah, they picked me up Norwich. It's only probably half an hour from my house in Brandon, so it was perfect because I think they were in the Championship at the time. So I was just buzzing like any lad would be, to get the opportunity to go there and I work with some really top coaches and develop my game. Back then I was like I was more of a centre mid than a striker, so I've always been quite small, so I was a box to box centre mid, and I'd always score goals. So I think the years that went on and on, they sort of saw that and started putting me as a number 10. And then obviously I've gone on to be a striker. But yeah, them early years were brilliant, and obviously I learned a lot. Didn't quite make it to the scholarship, but you know, I give it a good go. I was captain in quite a lot of the teams there, and no, I thoroughly enjoyed my time there.
Great stuff. So, I mean, it's something I was going to talk about probably later on, but you brought it up there. So, scoring goals is, you know, it's just not always an easy thing to do. You've got to have confidence, as you probably know. And you scored probably, like you said, from a young age. Scoring goals was quite a common thing for you, and a natural thing, if you like. So, it's probably always something you had as a gift, just developing, like you say. So, scoring goals, which you're obviously doing for fun now and have been, it is always something that you've had in your locker, almost a gift. Is it something you've had to work on, or perhaps a little bit of both, Maz?
Yeah, a bit of both, to be honest. I've always had the knack of scoring goals. I've always seemed to be in the right place at the right time, and obviously now I base my game on scoring goals. I put pressure on myself to score goals. I think some strikers hope to score goals, whereas
Yes.
I expect to score goals, and I put that pressure on myself. And yeah, I've always had the knack of just getting in the right place at the right time, and you know, I think you're born with that, to be honest. I think you can work at it, and I still work at it to this day. You know, I'm always, even now I'm going across the rec and doing little short, sharp drills and shooting drills, just to keep me on top of what I do, and you know, and keep practicing. But I think deep down you do need the knack of just knowing where the goal is and scoring goals, and luckily for me, I've always had that. So yeah, I don't know how many goals I've scored in my career, to be honest, but
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fair few now, and hopefully there's more to come.
For sure, for sure. I'll have to just bring it up because you said about doing your drills at home there, and I couldn't help but see on your social media platform there, I think it was Twitter, you were taking up the challenge of the toilet roll challenge. I saw you do, must have been about 25 kick ups. Got a nice little goal in your garden, which you're obviously aiming for. But can you tell us where the toilet roll ended up, Mazza?
Yeah, the missus was fuming. Yeah, obviously I took the challenge up, and obviously she was filming it, and I didn't quite expect it to go where it went, so I went straight over the neighbour's fence. But I didn't bother going to get it, to be honest. It was quite a tall fence, so I didn't bother. But yeah, I'm lucky enough this season. I've scored quite a few goals, and I've helped the boys to get a really good promotion.
Yeah, no, happy days. No, that was a bit of fun there, but yeah, typical. At least you hit the actual onion bag. But yeah, I did have a little chuckle when I saw that back at the time. So just going on, you know, Norwich was a good experience for you. You learned a lot there, as you said, good coaching and give you a good grounding. And then you did your scholarship at Cambridge United. How did that come about? And you scored goals there again. Did you enjoy your time and learn a lot as a scholar under the guidance of Jez George and Nolan?
Yeah, so I left Norwich under 14s. I went to Cambridge City, where Jez was, because my friend Jordan Patrick, he played at Cambridge City at the time, and I went to the same school as him. So he got me over there. So as a trial, had a couple of seasons there, I think, and then it all merged into Cambridge United. So Jez went to Cambridge United, took a few of us with him, and yeah, we obviously we did we played the CRC in the Regions League, which was it was brilliant, to be fair, because it was a men's league, so you had to grow up pretty quickly, because you know I would get battered, to be honest, every game. But no, it was good. I learned a lot from that, and I was lucky enough after the 2-year scholarship to get a pro contract, and yeah, and a couple more pro contracts after that. So I was absolutely buzzing. and yeah, learned a lot of Jez and Nolan at the time. You know, it was brilliant to be with your mates every day. Obviously, living away from home, and learning lots. You know, Jez and Nolan were brilliant, and you know they developed a hell of a lot of us, and we've all gone on to have pretty decent careers, I think. So yeah, it was good times.
Yeah, no, fair comments there. I know I spoke to Liam Hughes in an earlier episode here, and you know, he felt that playing the men's football, certainly as you were sort of, you know, teen lads, if you like, you know, learning your trade, obviously technically very good, but stands you in good stead when you're sort of being knocked about by these, you know, big men that could obviously play a little bit. I know Luke Berry came in for a little bit of stick, and that sort of hardened him up for what was going to happen later on. So yeah, probably a good sort of balance of education. You're getting the quality training and then playing the men's football on a Saturday afternoon. So yeah, it must have really helped for when you did make that transition into the football, well, the football league as it were, and the conference.
Yeah, definitely. I think it did toughen a few of us up, and you know, I managed to score quite a few goals at that level, and I think we came second one year to Needham Market, who were a good team at the time. So it was a good effort by everyone, and you know, that sort of did help us go into the first team. We obviously started training with the first team because we were doing well, and yeah, to get around the first team environment and to see what that was like at that age was brilliant for us. And yeah, obviously really good times, and we still keep in touch now, a few of us. So yeah, some really good days.
Quality stuff, yeah, quality. So you know, you like you just touched on there, Maz. You made the transition into the first team. A little bit of a difficult period for Cambridge United at the time. You know, like sort of stuck in the conference, if you like, being a football league side. Funds maybe not what they, you know, would have liked to have been, but still had some decent players around. You played under, I think, the likes of Martin Ling. I know Paul Carden was prominent when you were there. What was your time like as a first team player at Cambridge? Was it something you look at fondly?
Yeah, of course. It was the club that gave me a pro contract, and I'll obviously forever be grateful of that. You know, they were the ones that sort of helped me make my way in the game, really. And yeah, you learn lots from different coaches and the players you play with. Obviously, if I'm being honest, it could have gone better than it did. I think there was a lot of hype around me at the time, and I think people expected a bit too much, and maybe I got caught up in that. And I think the longer you go through your career, you sort of understand what you need and what you need to be doing to help your game. And at that stage, I don't think I kind of knew what I needed to be doing. I sort of I don't know, I got a bit complacent, I think, and I'll probably be first to admit I wasn't doing enough. Like after training and stuff like that, I'd just be going home and thinking that was me done for the day. But obviously, with more experience, if I knew then what I knew now, I think I'd have done much better. And you know, now I'm in the best place I've ever been in. You know, physically, I work out. I see a personal trainer once a week, and I make sure I keep on top of that. And back then, I didn't really do any of that. You know, I wasn't a drinker or anything like that. I wasn't one of them, but I probably didn't put enough off the field things just to get your body ready for training and stuff like that, and being as prepared as I could be. So yeah, I do have my regrets about that. But you know, with anything in life, you sort of live and learn. And now I've got it down to a T, and I think I'm in a much better place now. But yeah, so but I still had a great few years there, and you know, I scored a few goals, and
Yeah,
still love the club. You know, I had great fans, and walking out of the Abbey every week was brilliant.
Fantastic. That's it's given us a great insight into your time, and yeah, you've been open and honest there, and yeah, very wise words, Maz. You know, like say, if we bit of a life thing, really. You know, if we knew, we do become older and wiser, and yeah, we can look back and perhaps could have done things differently and better. So it's good of you to sort of recognise that, although you did do well. And obviously, you're in a great place now, which is fantastic. Um, so just tell us what happened after Cambridge United. Then you sort of predominantly been in the non-league, absolutely thrashing goals in, but you have had two spells where it's not quite worked out. It's fair to say, Stevenage Borough and then Lincoln City. But in your defence, Maz, you were plighted with a couple of nasty injuries there, which probably didn't help you. But when you did play, even with Lincoln, you see in the cup, you played a role in that, laying Nathan Arnold in for that goal against Ipswich. Yeah, it probably just didn't work out for you, maybe timing and the injuries. Just talk to us about your time after Cambridge and what happened there on, really.
Yeah, so I went to Cambridge City the season after United released me. I think I scored 40 odd goals. So that was what I needed at the time, sort of a fresh challenge, and to sort of get away from it, enjoy my football, and yeah, score goals. I've always scored goals, and at the time that was the level that suited me, and I had a great year there. And then I went on to Stevenage, signed a 2-year deal there, and I think to start with, I played. I scored a few goals, and we were doing quite well at the time. And then I got an injury to my left knee that put me out for months. And the back end of the 2 years, so the second year, I hardly played, to be fair, and it was sort of I kind of knew that they weren't going to offer me another deal, which was frustrating because I thought I had a good start there, and I think the first year we actually finished in the playoffs, the League Two playoffs. We lost to Southend.
Yeah.
And the second year wasn't so good. Obviously, I didn't play much.
Yeah.
So I left there, and lucky enough, I got a call from Danny Cowley to go to Lincoln, and that year was the best year of my life. That was incredible. Just what I learned from them two. Danny and Nicky were brilliant, and obviously they've gone on to Huddersfield now, and I'm sure they'll go on again because they're just brilliant people, to be fair, first and foremost, and really good managers. So we obviously that year we won the league, and got to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup, which for a non-league team, I don't think has been done for hundreds of years. So that was quite a season. So I had a great season there. They were thinking of keeping me on because they saw ability in me, but I sort of took it upon myself to think I could sit on the bench in League Two and be a squad player, or I could take it upon myself to go back home, start scoring goals again, and get my career back on track, really. So that's what I did. It was a tough decision because Lincoln's a massive club with, I think they had 10,000 people there. At most home games. It was a brilliant club. I loved it there, but it would have been an easy option to take the deal, and to be a squad player in League Two. So I went back home, joined Royston. I knew a few of the boys there. It was pretty close to me, and it was a club on the up, to be fair, and they've been doing well ever since. So scored 30 goals there, and loved it, to be fair, and got my move to Boston, which didn't quite work out, but that's football sometimes. And
what happened there then, Mazza? I remember you scoring an absolute worldie there for them. You only played sort of 9 or 10 games. I personally don't know what the story was. I
joined there. Had a good pre-season with them. I think I played the first 4 or 5 games. I think we were sitting second in the league. So I think I only scored 1 goal or something, but I didn't have a brilliant start. But we were doing quite well as a team. I think then the manager left me out for a game, which is fair enough. He's cool, and I was thinking I'll get back in the team, no problem. And then I didn't get back in, and I was thinking I can't quite believe it, because they weren't doing brilliantly after that either. So I pulled him and I said, is it okay if I go on loan just to get a few games and get firing again? I was thinking he'd say yes, but he turned around to me and said, no, but you can leave the club. And I was like, okay. I couldn't believe it. So
Right.
that made my decision for me, really. And
Yeah.
I was speaking to Rory McCauley at the time, and he was at Kings Lynn. So and I knew Kings Lynn before. They're a good non-league team.
Massive club. Yeah.
Yeah. And obviously I played against them for Royston the year before, and I think they battered us both games. So I knew the club had potential, and they're a good footballing side. So they signed me, and haven't really looked back ever since.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so probably fair to say that backfired on the Boston manager at the time.
Yeah,
That's the way to answer. Let your feet and the ball and your playing ability do the talking. So the rest was history after that. You just beat me to it really with the Cowleys. So great. We found out what you did there after Cambridge, and it's been a pretty good journey for you with some ups and downs, like I say, with the injuries. Very brave step for you being at Lincoln, getting where you want to be and playing in the Football League, and then taking it upon yourself to drop back down into the non-league to rekindle your love, your passion, and scoring goals. So incredible, accolade that is to yourself to be able to sort of drop down and do that. Very brave of you, if I must say so myself. But just touching on the Cowley brothers, I mean, they're very workmanlike. They've come from, I think it was Concord Rangers and Braintree, so no flashy background with them guys. What makes them so special? You know, that you see them on the sideline. They've obviously had massive success with Lincoln, as you said, gone on to Huddersfield. What makes them work as a pair, and why do they get the best out of teams, Mazza? Can you give us an insight?
Yeah, just their standards, I think, day to day. They'd be first in, they'd be in at 6-7 o'clock every day. And I think I had to do some like I think it was like under 9s, under 10s training in the evenings one evening, and I had to go down and show my face and see how they were doing and stuff. And they were there taking training at 7-8 o'clock, joining in with them, and that just sums them two up. They'd much rather be coaching football than sitting there watching the telly. Do you know what I mean? So the attention to detail and the man management was brilliant. They'd keep us all together. Like I wasn't a first choice starter by any means. I played my fair share of games, but I wasn't first choice. But they'd both keep you involved and really make you feel part of the squad. Like I think I came on in quite a few of the games and helped change the game around and stuff. And that was because of them. They told me that I would be needed, make sure I'm ready. They'd be doing that to everyone. They wouldn't just make the first 11 feel good. They'd make everyone feel as good as anyone else. So they're brilliant, and I'm sure. I think they're at Huddersfield now, and I'm sure they'll keep them up, and hopefully they'll go right to the top, because they do deserve it.
Fantastic, yeah. Intriguing, because they are, a management team that I sort of admire. They've come up against Cambridge United a few times, and their sides are just so hard working and organised. And it's good to see that they don't isolate players, like yourself, and they helped you along and made you feel part of it and special, which shows a great man and manager, like you say. And obviously with Lincoln, you got quarterfinals of the FA Cup, as you'd mentioned earlier. What was that like going to the Emirates and playing Arsenal? As you know, like, to anyone that's ever played football, it'd be like a boyhood dream. You know, the everything about it, the preparation, the hype, the arriving on the coach, coming out and seeing that stadium. Obviously, you got on the pitch, which was great. Like, what was that experience like, Maz?
Oh, it was incredible. I think we obviously got battered. But to be fair, say we got battered. It was 0-0 going into half time. It was like, I think they scored 46th minute, just before half time,
Right.
which, it was gutting, to be fair, because the boys would give everything. And if we got to half time, you never know, do you? So,
No.
but yeah, obviously I was on the bench that day, but it was an unbelievable day. I got on for 15 minutes, and I think I came on. I've had to header 3 corners away. We were obviously camped on the edge of the box, and I didn't know where I was running, to be honest. And we were just trying to keep the ball out of the net. But honestly, it was a brilliant day, and just for your family to be there and see you walk out and stuff like that. And yeah, that was obviously one of my best days in football. And it wasn't just that game. It was the Burnley game before, and I think we beat Brighton, we beat Ipswich.
Yeah.
It was just, honestly, we just felt unbeatable, that season. And I think going into the Arsenal game, the Burnley game, Danny Cowley was saying that we needed to keep it to blocks of 15. So the first 15 minutes, keep it 0-0, just keeping the game right until the end. And obviously he scored on the 94th minute through Sean Raggett. And yeah, so that just sums them up, their attention to detail, and no one gives us a hope in hell, do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
we were probably the only ones that believed we could do it that day. And obviously we won that game and got to go to the Emirates, which is, for the club, was amazing, just to see all the Lincoln fans there. And a day I'll never forget.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, rightly touched on the Lincoln fans. It's always a tough away day when you go to Single Bank. They're quite a feisty lot, the Lincoln crowd, and I'm sure you gave them plenty to cheer about in your time there. So we'll just covered quite a few bits there, Maz, with your career. Obviously, like I say, phenomenal strike rate, Cambridge City, Royston. And then going on to Kings Lynn, as you mentioned earlier, you spoke to Rory McCauley. You got yourself in there. Huge club in East Anglia, non-league terms. Get great big gates. They've got a nice ground. Progressive. Be playing in the National League Prem next season, which is great news. And congratulations on that. I think that was a very fair decision. We've seen some odd ones with the playoffs as such, but like Kings Lynn fully deserved promotion. So that was good news. But it's been an incredible season for you, Maz. I mean, I think you got 28 goals in the league this season.
Yeah.
Just talk to us about the season, really, and your time at Kings Lynn. Is there anyone you can pay credit to there that's helped you? And just sum your time up there, please.
Yes, it's so many of the lads, to be honest, and the manager there is brilliant. Obviously, I joined there. I think Kings Lynn were 4th bottom or something like that in the Southern Prem. So, for them to be there, I didn't think that was right. And I thought if we could get a few wins, we could really climb the table. And I think the week after I joined, Chris Henderson joined the same time as me, another lad there. And then the week after, the manager, Ian Culverhouse, he joined. And I'd heard good things about him, but I didn't realise how good he actually was. Like, obviously, I've worked with him for a couple of years now. And he said, like, once we get it rolling, we can kick on, and that's what it proved. We just won every week. And we managed, the first year I was there, we managed to get into the playoffs. And we did it the hard way, to be fair, because we had to win a super playoff final, which was, I still don't know why that was, why we had to win that, to be honest. But yeah, so we won 2 games, and then we had to go to Warrington, Paul Carden's team. So it was an overnight trip. It was a long old way, and we were 2-1 down with, I think, 3 minutes to go, and I won a penalty. Scored the penalty to make it 2-2, and then Michael Gash scored in extra time to get us promoted, which was just an unbelievable effort because the boys give it everything, and we deserve to go up that year. And then going into this season just gone, I don't think anyone really gave us a prayer, to be honest. We got battered 3-0 away at Guiseley on the first game. We were on the coach on the way home, just thinking this is going to be a hell of a tough season. Yeah. And I think the second game we beat Kettering 2-0 at our place, and from then on it was like the first year really. We just kept on winning, and obviously with wins, it creates momentum, creates confidence. And yeah, at home we're brilliant. We'll give anyone a game, to be fair. And it was just an incredible run, and come Christmas we were up there. I think we were either second or first, and we
some big games with the likes of York City, and you had some massive games around Christmas time, I think. So it's
obviously York came to our place, first v second. I think there was about 4,000 at the walks that day.
Wow,
that was incredible. So I managed to get the winner, and we won 1-0. So just another great day, and obviously it weren't the way we wanted it to finish, with a points per game system, but we don't make the rules up, and for what we've done, I think we kind of deserved it, to be honest. It's been a hell of a 2 years, and the boys are putting a hell of a lot of effort. We're a part-time team, and there was full-time teams in that league, and we've more than matched them, and the people that have watched the games, they'll tell you we've probably deserved to win it overall. Even the York manager, I think, said, fair play to us. We're one of the best footballing sides he's seen at that level. So it's been an unbelievable journey since I joined Kings Lynn, and I think going forward, whether I stay there or I don't, it's been incredible.
Yeah, great stuff. What a season. And good words from the York City manager there. Yeah, I think no one can begrudge Kings Lynn the promotion. And so you sort of spoke about Kings Lynn collectively there, and obviously the manager playing a big role. Culverhouse, very good player on his day at Norwich City. So obviously, like I say, a good footballing man and knows his stuff, and doing great things at Kings Lynn. But what a season for yourself, Maz. I'm sure they'll be the first to say, without your goals, although it is a team game, with it take away your goals, and it could have been a different story. So you played a huge role in the season and the promotion. So you must look back on the season with real, you can be proud and happy with the role that you played. You're in a great place, like you say, you look after yourself. 29 now. Would you probably say you're peaking now? You're at your peak at your playing career?
Yeah, I would say this is the best I've ever felt last few years. I've looked after myself, like just little things really, like going out for the warm up. At the minute I go out 10 minutes before anyone else to do my glute stuff and get my body ready. If I'd have known that's what it takes for that further down my career, at Cambridge and that, and I think I would have had a even better career than I have at the minute. But that's gone now. But yeah, no, I think for the season I set myself a target of like 20 goals, and obviously I had confidence going into that season from the year before. I think I got 30 the year before, so that was brilliant. But I just felt good going into the season, and with every goal you score, you get more and more confident, and that's what it seemed to be. And I was going into games expecting to score. I know it sounds arrogant, but I think you have to if you're gonna get the goals that I've got. you can't hope to score goals. You've got to make it happen. And that's what I did. And yeah, I think I had over 20 by Christmas time. Finished with 28. Obviously, it's a little bit disappointing actually because we had 10 games left.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know what I'd have finished on, but yeah,
It's frightening to yeah, it's a frightening thought that, yeah.
yeah. So
when you think you missed a chunk of the season, yeah.
Yeah, so that would have been interesting to see what I finished on, and hopefully the National League sort me out of a golden boot. I think I'm 8 clear of anyone else, so hopefully that'll come my way soon.
National League North Player of the Year overall as well, Maz. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe so. I got told that the other day, and yeah, it's obviously a proud moment. You know, I think for the fans to vote me Player of the Season, yeah, it means a lot. And you know, I think I've worked so hard for it over the last 3 years. You know, I've grafted like I haven't before. So I think the harder you work, the luckier you get, and
Yes.
and I think that's just rewards really. I think you know the boys have been brilliant for me and give me the platform to sort of kick on and be the one to score the goals, and yeah, we've just been brilliant as a team this year, and lucky enough I've been the one to score the goals for them.
For sure, yeah. Great stuff. Yeah, what a season. And yeah, like I say, till you said that, I didn't you probably had, like say, a good few games left. So I'm sure there would have been a few more goals and you'd have been looking 30 plus. But yeah, it is what it is. You'll have to take your accolades and be proud of the season.
Yeah.
Just to explain the situation in Mazza, like with Kings Lynn, you know, there will be interest. I'm fairly sure. I mean, like I'll say, what will be at the top of the heading of this interview, you know, you'll be the hottest property outside the Football League. That goes without saying. Someone that scores the amount of goals that you've scored in the league, just off the Football League, yeah, is gonna get interest. I know Ian Culverhouse has gone on record, and you know, it's the saying, you know, they'd love to keep you and love to get you to sign up for next year in the National League Prem. But what's the situation? Are you actually out of contract then, Maz?
Yeah, I'm out of contract now. It's a tough one really because obviously nobody knows the start dates for next season, so there's no real rush to commit my future either way really. Obviously Kings Lynn have been brilliant to me, so you know, hopefully they'll hang on a little bit longer and see. You know, I think they've been reasonable, and I think they understand if a league club did come in and it was the right opportunity for me. You know, I've always said that I'd love to give full-time football another go. I think I kind of owe it to myself really to give it another shot after working so hard the last 3 years in non-league. But whether that comes up or doesn't, you know, I'm happy of what I've done for Kings Lynn, and you know, you never know, I might be there next season.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Like I say, 29, you're probably, you know, if you did get your opportunity, it could be, wouldn't say last chance saloon, but, you know, when you're looking at sort of nearly hitting 30, you know, you're obviously not past it, long, you know, not at all by any stretch of the imagination. But what I'm saying is it could be your last real opportunity to give league football a go. Has there been any league clubs in contact already, or any interest that you're aware of?
I haven't heard of any interest from the league. No, my agent's sort of dealing with all that, and obviously with League Two just finishing, and with the obviously League One are still going at the minute. So it's difficult, obviously, with the situation with the pandemic at the minute. Budgets and stuff for next season, it's obviously it's difficult for clubs to know where they are and things like that. So obviously I'll remain patient, and I'll see what comes up in the next few weeks.
Yeah, for sure. Even if it was, like say, we're talking about the Football League clubs, but Kings Lynn, obviously in the conference prem, it's a good level. There's no reason why they couldn't kick on again. So they're still on an upward trajectory, and if you stayed there, there'd be nothing wrong with that at all by any means. So yeah, good luck for whatever you do next season, Mazza. I have got a couple of questions from the Cambridge United fans. Obviously, being a former you. I mean, we've just covered it just then, but Matt Newman has just said, where are you playing in the 2021 season? But we've kind of already touched on that. You don't know yourself, so
No.
difficult one to answer. I think you touched on it earlier on here, but Kieran Bartlett, these are put out on the Cambridge United Amber Army page. Do you regret anything about your time at Cambridge United?
Regret's a strong word, to be honest. I think I could have done things a little bit differently, but at the time I didn't understand what I needed to be doing to get the best out of myself, if that makes sense. Just little things to get your body ready. I wasn't strong enough, I don't think, back then to really to adapt to that kind of football. I don't think I had the physique to do it. Whereas now I've put on a bit of muscle. I can sort of push people around a bit more. I think that's what you need. And at the time, I was obviously young still. I think I left there 21, something like that, and that's still young. And you're still learning at that stage. And some people, it takes a few more years to really get fully understood of what you need and what your body needs. And yeah, for that, maybe it is a little bit of a regret. I don't know, speak to the people that I speak to now a little bit sooner. But that's life. And at the end of the day, I tried my hardest for Cambridge United, but probably didn't play as many games as I could have, because maybe I didn't put myself in the position. I was obviously a bit part player, and maybe the managers didn't put full trust in me because I wasn't the kind of player they needed at the time. You see, even now you see, especially non-league and the lower tiers of football league, managers want big, strong players that can run, and at the time I wasn't that player, so it was kind of hard for me to get into the team, and they'd use me more as a player that make an impact off the bench for 10 minutes here and there, and you still see it to this day. So maybe it just wasn't the right time for me, and obviously later on in my career I've probably had the best years of my career, so I've learned what I needed to do, and I think going forward the next few years I'll make some more memories and have even more things to look back on. But yeah, like, regret's a strong word, but like I just said, that maybe that wasn't the right time for me.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for that. Nathan Stokes has basically sort of said the same thing about, why didn't it fully work out at Cambridge United? But he said he thought the partnership with Danny Crowe at the time looked really promising. Can you remember that?
Yeah, I did. I had a good few games with Crowe. He was kind of a similar player to myself. He wasn't the quickest, wasn't the biggest, but technically he was very good. And yeah, I think we worked well together for a few games. I think I had partners up there that I learnt off. Played with Michael Gash for a little bit. He's at Kings Lynn with me now, and he's been brilliant for me. And I think I do tend to play better with a sort of a bigger target man who can take the knocks, and then that frees me up to get in the spaces to score the goals. So, but yeah, no, I love my time at Cambridge, and I wish it probably would have worked out a little bit better, but it wasn't for the lack of trying.
Yeah, of course. Sam Green, final question off the Amber Army site here. Does Marriott want to play up higher up the leagues, or is he still happy in the non-league? Personally, I think he's a great player and wish he was still on our level of the football pyramid.
Yeah, I think like anyone, I'd love to be playing as high as I can. I still think I've got it in me. So I think I'm one of them lads that would back myself to score goals in the Premiership. Do you know what I mean? It's that I
Yeah,
always score
mentality.
goals. I always
Yeah,
score goals. So I don't think there's hundreds of strikers around that can score goals on a regular basis. So um, I'd love to be given the opportunity to play as high as I can. But whether I do or not, you have to get lucky sometimes and be given that opportunity. So I'll keep working hard and hopefully I'll get that opportunity. But we'll see on that one.
of course, yeah, definitely so. So obviously, my brother Rogan McGeorge. He was a scholar at the same time. Together at Cambridge United. There, spoke to him. He's obviously over in Australia. He helps me put these these together, and he's great. He does the videos and pictures and the music. We'll give you a nice little intro into this, Mazza. But he sent me a message and he said he's got a little tribute for Mazza. He was easily one of the best players I have played with and against. A lot questions his attitude, but he is a top bloke and can be misunderstood as being arrogant. But he is just really laid back lad. Should be playing in the league, no questions asked.
I appreciate that. He's a top lad, Rogues. We still keep in contact. Obviously, he's doing well out in Australia, so that's great to see. Yeah, I think maybe I do come across a little bit too laid back sometimes, and on the pitch, I don't know, I can be a bit easy ozy. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes,
Yeah,
but that's just me. That's just
yeah.
my posture, my body language. I can't help that, and
It gets the job done, Mazza.
yeah, well, it seems to be at the minute. So yeah, maybe he's right. Maybe I do get misinterpreted. I don't know. You can only try your best and
Yeah.
and do what you can do. So if I offend anyone, I apologise. But no,
only the teams you score against, mate. I think.
yeah, no, yeah. Obviously, it's been a good few years, and yeah, maybe the Cambridge days didn't quite go to plan, but you never know. Might end up back there one day.
I don't know what he's on about here. It's a bit more off the cuff and not particularly on the football subject, but he's put a question for Mazza. Does he remember how he punched the punch bag in Magaluf? How bad was that? Ha ha.
Yeah, I do, Rose, and yeah, we had a few good stories back then. That was brilliant. I think quite a few of the Cambridge boys. We went on a couple of holidays together, so
Yeah.
yeah, they were brilliant times. We should do it again one year.
So if you can, now you've got stronger and you've got a personal trainer, you might be able to hit it hard.
You got it, Joe.
I've just got a couple myself, Mazza, before we finish off, mate. And like I say, I do really appreciate you agreeing to come on and have a chat with us. It's really really good of you. So just a couple from myself. Who's been being a talented centre forward and one that just naturally scores goals, as we've said? Who's the toughest defender you've come up against? We'll probably leave Arsenal out of the equation.
Okay.
Someone that's really you've not been able to get the better of and give you a real tough time.
I was going to say Rory McCauley, to be honest, but he's part of my team now. So just in training and stuff, he's just one of them that he's like strong. A rat. He's a strong lad, and he'll catch you with anything, elbows, all sorts. So he's brilliant to have in your team because he gives absolutely everything on the pitch. He's one that springs to mind. Against, I remember this season playing for Kings Lynn, Steve McNulty. I don't know if you know him. Obviously at Luton,
Yes.
Fleetwood. He's been about. Doesn't look the prettiest. He's a big lad. But on the ball, he's unbelievable. He was pinging diags and stuff like that. So, I think he's one that stood out. Maybe not for being, too rough and really in your face, but just on the ball, his quality. You could tell he was. He's been playing in the leagues and stuff like that. So, just on top of my head, I can't think of too many at the minute.
Steve McNulty's a good shout. Yeah, very, very deceptive character. But yeah, good shout that. I certainly wouldn't want to come up against him.
No.
Two more then, Mazza. Most talented player you've played with? Most talented.
Back probably in the Cambridge days, I think Robbie Wilmot stands out.
Yeah.
He was good, obviously on the wing. He could go either way. Very tricky lad. I think he's at Newport now. So he's still had a decent career. I think he's played at Wembley 5 or 6 times.
Yeah.
I think I read a stat the other day. I see that. I couldn't believe it. So, but yeah, no, he was one of them that really tricky dribbling. He'd always beat a defender, and his final ball was pretty good at times. Crossing, and he scored that really important goal against Stevenage in the playoffs.
Yes.
I think I was in the Newmarket Road end with Liam Hughes bouncing and causing carnage. Got told off the day after with that one.
That's it.
I think Jez pulled me in the office. 9
CCTV. Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah. That's right. I was in the paper and all sorts. So I think I got fined a week's wages for that. But yeah. So Robbie stands out. I'll have to have another think.
Yeah. No, that's all right. Yeah, Robbie's a good shout, and glad you brought the Stevenage game up. What a game! Obviously, it didn't culminate in promotion, but if you were there that day, I spoke to Paul Carden about it recently, and that atmosphere and that game was just something to you'll always sort of having the memory bank, if you like.
Definitely.
And just one more, Mazza, just to finish off, mate. Best player to play with that he's going to play it into me in that channel, or I'm going to get across my man. So someone who you enjoy playing with that assists you with plenty of your goals or has done.
At the minute with Kings Lynn, I'd have to say Michael Gash.
Yeah,
he's just not for slipping balls through necessarily, just for occupying defenders and winning flick-ons, and the amount of goals I've scored just from his flick-ons into space, and I've just got on the end of it. I don't know, it must have been 15, 20 goals. It's just ridiculous last couple of years. For putting balls into the box, back in the Cambridge days,
could be, yeah.
I didn't score too many, to be fair, did I?
No, weren't as many as what you like, but like we say, I think you've like an old cliche, a bit like a fine wine, Mazzy. You've matured physically and mentally, and you're getting you're getting the best out of yourself now. But it can be any really, Royston, Kings Lynn, or even Lincoln and Stevenage.
At Cambridge, I think I played a little bit with Robbie. And I like wingers that beat their man and then put it in the box. Don't beat their man 2 or 3 times and you're waiting for the cross and you're having to do 3 or 4 runs. You just pacey wingers that can get it out of their feet and whip it in. And I'll always try and make the run across the defender and score a few goals like that. So I think Robbie stands out again for that.
That's fair.
Few of the boys at Kings Lynn now, but there's too many to mention, to be fair. So I'll go with Robbie on that one.
All right, mate. Well, that's a wrap for today, Mazza. Thank you very much. We've covered plenty there. You've been open, you've been honest. give us a few insights into, how you get your goals, your mindset, your mentality. Give someone that might not know you a little bit of a sort of insight into Adam Marriott. Because, like you say, you are. There's not many people in the country that have that mindset and can score the goals like you can. And wherever that may take you, whether you remain at Kings Lynn, go somewhere else, get your move into the Football League, we certainly wish you all the best. And thank you very much for coming on, Maz. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks for having me, Scotty.
Cheers.
Nice one.
Thanks, Maz.
Cheers, pal.